Hello there, and myself, Ryan Verrill, and Stephen Billings are so happy that you've made the choice to sit down and watch this. We are here to introduce something that we are calling the Shelf Shock Rewind 2022 Awards Show. Stephen, let's dive into that. What is that for everybody?
Well, guys, if you've ever, been wondering why isn't there a award show for all these Blu-ray discs I love? Now, there's disc awards out there, but not for the community that loves it so much. And so this is, I had the thought in my head, and at the same time, Ryan had the same thought, and for some reason we just linked up, our minds linked up, and I've reached out to him at the perfect time. And so now we've been working hard over the last month or so to get this all organized really fast and bring you guys, I think a really well-rounded, award show for discs, because we decided to put together a committee that involves producers and contributors and YouTubers and podcasters, people in and around the industry, to help come up with nominees, and then you guys vote. And yeah, I think this is going to be really fun for everybody. And I think this is a good chance for us to all really maybe get not only communicate in a positive way about the thing that we like to collect, but also just really highlight a lot of great releases. So yeah, I mean, we're excited to finally get this out there.
We are. We have been working on this for quite some time already. This has taken a lot of time and energy from both of us. It's something that we are both very passionate about. It's something that we are hoping to have accomplished in a way that makes the community proud. And that is something that we led with for this entire process because some stuff like this has happened previously. Some YouTube channels have done the best discs of the year. Some podcasts have done the best discs of the year. And it seems like there's always something that leaves me, at least personally, wanting something different. And I think that the best way to fix that is to have everybody in the community be able to have a say in the matter. So, what we decided to do is start with the nomination committee. And like Steven said, that includes these producers, it includes people that have contributed to discs, it includes people from labels, it includes filmmakers, it includes podcasters, YouTubers, all kinds of people across an entire spectrum of creators. And they are going to be nominating certain titles to make the nomination form. And on every single category, there's going to be a write-in option so that you all still have a say, just in case none of those jive with your taste. But at least it will be something to sort of have everybody look at as the possibilities in these categories. Now, these categories, what are they going to be, Stephen? Do you think we should share those with everybody tonight?
Let's do it. I think you're going to get graphic information. You're going to get graphics for this, so you there'll be a place at home for this. But we want to go ahead and kind of run down our final categories list. This took some finessing. Me and Ryan went back and forth on a few other categories that we liked, but ultimately, I think that the ones we have here, which is about 25 categories, all feel like that they have their own place. They can stand on their own, and also highlight a lot of different spectrums so we can talk about more releases. And yeah, let's go down the list, and so we can maybe some of these nominations have some criteria to them. You have to look at certain aspects. You have to know what we're looking at, so you can understand what you need to try to nominate. So yeah, where do you want to begin?
Well, the first thing to keep in mind before we jump into all this is that it is solely based on 2022. So there are certain ones they're going to be asking, like best new label, and a best new label is going to need to have put out their first release in 2022. So for something like Radiance Films, sadly, they will only be eligible for 2023 if we are able to do a second show of these, because nothing comes out until January. But there are a lot of other options on here. So first of all, we got our best overall release. This is just going to be like our best picture winner. This is no criteria. Could be a box set, could be a double feature, could be a single 4K release, could be theoretically like a DVD. Doesn't matter as long as it's physical media released in 2022. What's next?
Yeah, so next what we got is we'll pair them together. You got your best region A and best region B releases. And this was one me and Ryan went back and forth about. We have to make sure that, like I said, all these categories have a place. But what we also want to do is we want to, like I said, highlight more more releases from different regions, and this is almost kind of like a teaser for your best overall release. One of these could be the best overall release. Maybe they won't. It'll be a surprise, but this will really tease you for what that is. And once again, it also just gives more options. And, we're looking for anything, a box set, a single release, anything from region A and region B to be nominated in these two categories.
Next one, favorite region A or region B label. You'll notice that word favorite is a much more subjective term. So what we're talking about here is only going to be voted on by the community. There is no creators committee here looking at this and making a determination on favorites. What we have here is your choice. Is your favorite region A label Vinegar Syndrome, Warner Archive, Arrow Video, anybody else? Is your favorite region B label Eureka, 88 Films, Imprint? Anybody else? It's just a matter of what are you most happy with when you are, discussing your favorite boutique label.
Exactly. And so the next pair we got here, we have we'll do one them two. These don't pair as much well, but you did talk best new label already, and like you said, has to be within the year, or the release has to be within the year of 2022. And there are tons of them out there, so don't think that there's only a few. There, if you do your research, they're out there. And also we have, this is another one we had a lot of debate on, best annual slate. And so Ryan, I think you're good to describe this one best for people.
For me, I look at a release from a label as part of a larger whole. So if a label put out movie X in the month of June and it was fantastic, and maybe it's going to win best overall release, that doesn't mean the rest of the output from that label deserves to be heralded as one of the best of the year. So what we're going to do is look at a label as a whole for what they released in 2022. And that means every single release. If they put out 8 titles in the entire year, you're looking at all 8 titles at once. If they put out, if they're Kino Lorber and they released, 27 titles every single Tuesday, you're looking at all of them throughout the entire year. But overall, it is what label put out what you think is the best overall slate of releases for the entire calendar year of 2022, which is a lot. And we understand that.
Yeah. And also, and this is part of the behind the scenes debate, is everybody's got their own perspective on, because I compare this to almost what is your favorite label. Like this is almost a backdoor. What's your favorite label? But the thing is not everybody, looks at everything in the same way. Your favorite label might not be the same as something that you look at as being the best overall slate for the year, because there's more to collecting than just the movies. There's also the packaging around it. There's also all the other collecting elements, and so, everybody's going to have their subjective view on that. And I think that that's what divides this away from something like your favorite label.
Exactly. Next up, we got best box set. This is pretty simple. What we determined for the criteria for this is as long as it has 3 films or more, that's it. If it's 2 films, it's more of a double feature, and that's going to be a very different sort of thing. But this 3 films or more makes it a full-blown box set, and it could be from any region, A, B. It can be any sort of films put together. Just remember, as long as it was released in 2022.
And so next we have best artwork. And so best artwork, we're, going with the, obvious, any single box set release and the work, we're looking for newly commissioned artwork that has been released for a release in 2022. So, of course, a lot of great artwork out there, a lot of great labels that use original post art and things like that. But what we're looking for is newly commissioned artwork. So.
Next up, we have best overall packaging design, which means just that. It is the overall physical product of the release. If it's a hard box and you like that more than a soft box, if it's a really nice slipcover and it's got a really well put together booklet, anything like that, what are you looking at as the best packaging design from the entirety of 2022? This could be a box set. It could be a limited edition box. This could be a single film. This could be a steelbook. This can be just about anything, and you get to choose what is the best packaging design.
And so next we're looking at best overall package, best overall extras package. And so here it's kind of an overall look at everything that's in their supplements. You know, whether it's their booklet, commentaries, their essays, their video. You know, just the overall look at their extras package and what you think brought you the most. And so the rest of these next few will kind of delve deeper.
Yeah, and the best booklet, commentary, martial arts, or sorry, I'm reading ahead. Best booklet, commentary, visual essay, and interview are all going to fall under that because these are going to be ones that can excel on their own. But
Yeah.
that overall extras package is going to be everything together that really makes a release outstanding. And when you have something like best booklet, you might have a booklet that's great, but with a disc that has a lot less extras. And so they went above and beyond on the booklet. So you want to choose something great for that overall extras package. But then breaking down the next four, we have, like I said, best booklet, just look at the booklet. Best commentary, look at the commentary that gave you the most information or was the most entertaining or whatever you look for as the best commentary. Best visual essay, again, as long as it's brand new, it can count as something that came out in 2022, something that counts for this category. And then finally, best interview. Some of the interviews on these discs are incredible. They get people that are still, like Franco Nero is still out there interviewing for these releases. And if you are just in love with an interview, maybe that's one that you want to write in for this. It's just to highlight that the physical product is great. And one of the reasons is because of these supplemental materials.
Most definitely, most definitely. The next area we'll get into is we decided that we wanted to make sure to highlight even more cinema and more releases by doing genre-based categories. So we have a crop of genre-based categories, and we'll just kind of run through them. We have best martial arts release, we have best comedy release, best animated release, and best horror release, and also best film, classic film release. And a few of these have some criteria to them. Best classic film release, we wanted to focus more on the silent era and pre-code era. So we're asking you to vote for, to submit nominees for releases that are pre 1940s. So that's the gauge we're looking for there. And everything else can be either a boutique release or a mainstream release, whatever you want it to be, as long as it's within that realm of that genre that we have here. And of course, that can be all subjective, but what we're going to take about anything. If you want to write in something that we didn't nominate, go for it. It's all up to you.
Yes, it is. And that's the best thing about this whole thing is that it's all about the community. Next up, we have Best Studio Catalog Release. And for those that don't know, a studio is going to be classified as the company that helped produce the actual film that was made, and they're releasing it themselves. And a lot of those studios still put out catalog releases. So for films that are not brand new, and they release films that were made in the past. And for this one, we're going to be looking strictly at films that were released previously to 2010. So if something came out in 2009, it's completely eligible if they put out a brand new release for it in 2022. So a lot of these are probably going to skew older, but we wanted to make sure that it's open to almost everything. From the last 12 years, that still feels very much like not a very catalog release. It could still be a modern release, but something from 1980 that came from the studio, you're eligible to list that as what your vote is. And a lot of those studio catalog releases are still great, and they deserve to be highlighted as well.
Most definitely. And along with that, we also knew that we needed to make sure that we added categories for more modern studios. So we decided to do a best modern studio release. So we're looking at, more of your mainstream studios, your Warner Brothers, your A24s, people like that are putting out new releases. And, a lot of you collectors, that's your main focus, and we want to make sure that we're serving you as well. So we definitely wanted to make sure that we weren't, we of course love the boutique labels, but we also know that there's a lot of great releases out there from the modern studios, and we have a best modern studio release category.
So the last three kind of go together. We have best audio presentation, best home media restoration upgrade, and we have listed here best 4K presentation, but essentially it's just going to be best video presentation. So for these last three, it is more on the technical side of things. What release, in your opinion, has the best audio presentation, whether that's a really great Dolby Atmos or a surround sound or even something that just sounds stellar in that really old classic mono sound. Then we have the best visual presentation. So if there's something that just looks incredible in 4K and you want to talk about it, or maybe a shot on video film that is suddenly, wow, this looks that good that I want to be able to highlight it with my vote, that's the best time to do it. And then, of course, overall, what is the best restoration upgrade for the entire film? Was there something that looks okay in theaters and then it comes out and it's got home video for 25 years and it was kind of getting by but didn't do anything well, and then suddenly in 2022 a studio said, you know what, it is time to go out there and restore this one, or a boutique went out there and said, can I have the rights? I would love to restore this. I would love to put this out in a way that I can feel proud of. And a lot of these discs look and sound amazing, and now it's your time to shine, to highlight the overall restoration process, because that is a huge part of what these boutique labels are doing for us.
Yeah, and sometimes there's films that just, are just so, they were just so lost, and they were almost hard to restore them in general, and just the fact that some of these movies just get resurrected in general because the elements are so bad, is amazing too. So I think that's part of what I know that I'm going to keep in mind when it comes to my favorite upgrade in general. But yeah, them are our 25 categories, and it took a lot of deliberating, and we hope that you are happy with what we've chose. And of course, we want to hear from you, and we want to hear what you think about it. And we'll definitely be, if we do this again next year, we will definitely take all of them comments into consideration and for what we do in the future. But that's what we have for this year. And so, yeah, we have dates. We have some dates that are important that you need to keep in mind. And of course, the first big one is the air date, the live show, which, this is going to be a live show. We're going to have a YouTube channel set up for this show. And it probably will be streaming also on some other channels as well. And through other social media platforms and stuff. But it will be airing February 19th, 2023 at 7 p.m. EST. So, we're going to have, hopefully guest presenters jumping in, other people in the community jumping in, and hopefully we'll make this a really fun event for everybody, not just wanting to hear the results, but also hopefully we can bring you a little bit of entertainment.
Whole lot of that. What you also need to know going on behind the scenes, November 1st is when the CSC, which is our committee, they started voting on nominations, and we have those nominations ready to go. The community voting and the committee voting will both start on December 15th, and just to make sure that we have time to get all of those December releases, we'll carry on all the way through to January 15th. That following month is going to be Steven and myself doing a lot of behind the scenes work to get the show ready, to get all the votes tabulated, to understand everything that goes into it, because this is not an easy process either to put on this entire show. There is so much work behind the scenes, and we hope that it's something that everybody appreciates, because it is a big passion project for both of us, for sure.
Yeah, and our ambitions, of course, might be beyond our means maybe for this year, but we're going to do our best to do as much of what we've come up with as possible. And, we have a lot of ideas getting thrown around that I'm excited about. And I'm hoping we can pull it off because, like you said, we're really proud of trying to do, like, we hope you're proud of it. We really do. And we hope that, that you'll have a fervor for it, and you'll be as excited as we are to do it. You'll be as excited to watch it and listen, and hopefully your favorite releases get get recognition, and yeah, we'll just really hope you like it.
Like we both said, there's a lot going into it, and in the meantime, that's where you come in, because we're going to need you to share the hell out of this event, to share all of the promo materials that we've already made, to share the copy that we have created, to help get everybody else to vote, to make sure that you're reminding people to vote. We're going to be hitting it pretty hard. Make sure you follow all of our social media so you can share no matter where you are. And in the meantime, it is a huge portion that that you are what this is for. You in this community are the person that this is created for, and that are going to play a big part of this. So we need you. We genuinely need you. We need your vote. We need your time, and we need you to be able to step in and just be happy and proud of what the community can do together, because it takes a strong community to put on something like this.
Definitely. And, you know, I you know, me personally with my podcast, we haven't stepped into the community too much yet. I'm hoping with this, I get to meet a lot of you and learn more about this great community that is out there. And yeah, it's just it's going to be. I think this is going to be something hopefully that we do for many years to come. And Ryan, I'm glad that we were able to sync up to do this together. Ryan's been a really great to work with, and you know he's a very knowledgeable guy, and he's very you know patient with me because you know I have some you know we've had some deliberations about categories that you know and he's been really good to work with, and I appreciate him working with me and you know deciding to you know being okay with working with me. He could have said, you know what, I'm going to just go do my own thing with people that I know better than me, but he decided to work with me, and I'm glad that he did. So thank you, Ryan.
Likewise, I'm very happy with Steven. He has been an incredible collaborator, somebody that we can count on throughout this entire thing. And I don't really see doing this with much of anyone else, because you have been just fantastic.
Thank you. You too, sir.
Well, that's all we got. As I said, all of the links for everything that you're going to need to know are all in the description below. Please share them. Please pass them around. Anything else that we can do, we are open for comments. If you've got a comment, something that might be able to help us get the word out, please leave a comment on the video. We are listening. We are happy to hear. That being said, a lot of work went into this year's award show. And if there are comments on the award show itself, we're going to try to put those into practice for next year's award show. But in the meantime, we've worked a lot of tireless hours behind the scenes to make this as seamless and as protected as we can, because a lot of this we have worried about the integrity. We want to make sure that it feels right, and that means we're making sure that we are making good choices that you all will be able to stand behind as well.
Exactly. And so just you know be the best of what this community can be, and let's just have fun with this. Let's just have fun, and like Ryan said, get out there, spread the word for us, and let's make this the best Chef Shock Rewind Awards it can be. You know,
we also have a lot of stuff coming out before the award show, so when those come out, please feel free to share those. Get the word out as much as we can, because we are putting a lot of time and energy into that other content as well. So we thank you, and for checking this one out. I hope that it's something that you are looking forward to, and can't wait to see you on February 19th. Till then, have a good night.
Have a good one, guys.